Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we studied about sex-linked inheritance, followed by the sex determination. Today in this part, let us quickly cover up the last part of this chapter, where we are going to study about certain genetic disorders in humans. So what is genetic disorder? It is termed as an inherent medical condition caused by DNA abnormality or chromosomal number variation. Now, in simple words, what is genetic disorder? It is caused by two things. It can be either due to some abnormality in the DNA of a certain person, and if that abnormality is inherited, then it is called as genetic disorder. Or if there is variation in the number of chromosome, this variation can be like less number of chromosomes than the exact number, or it can be more number of chromosomes than the exact number. So it can vary in plus and minus both. Okay, so both these conditions are they lead to genetic disorder. So genetic disorder, it is broadly classified into two types. It can either be Mendelian disorder or it can be chromosomal disorder. So first, what is Mendelian disorder? Now these are caused due to the alterations or mutation of genes. Okay, and the examples for this disorder is thalassemia or sickle cell anemia, color blindness, hemophilia, phenylketonuria, etc. So out of all these examples, we have studied the maximum of them. The only example that we haven't studied is thalassemia, that we are going to study in this part. Okay. After this, now all of these examples that I just spoke about, they are all due to alteration or mutation of genes. So that is how they are considered under Mendelian disorder. Now after this, after the Mendelian disorder, let us know what is chromosomal disorder. Chromosomal disorder, these are caused due to absence or excess of chromosomes, or it can also occur due to abnormal arrangement of the chromosomes. Okay, so either some chromosomes will be absent, or then it can also happen that there are some excess of chromosomes, or if the arrangements of the chromosome is not proper, if the arrangement is not as per the order. Okay, so abnormal arrangement, even this can cause chromosomal disorder. The examples that we are going to study for chromosomal disorder is Down syndrome, Klinefelter's syndrome, Turner syndrome. So these are the three examples that we are going to study under chromosomal disorder. So now let us study all of these examples one by one. We will be starting with thalassemia. Thalassemia Thalassemia are of two types. They depend upon which protein chain of the hemoglobin is not synthesized, or it's getting synthesized in the defective way. So it can be either thalassemia A or it can be either thalassemia B. Now thalassemia A, it is also known as thalassemia minor, and thalassemia B is also known as thalassemia major, or it is also known as Cooley's anemia. Okay, so there are two types of thalassemia depending on which protein chain in the hemoglobin is not synthesized, or it is getting synthesized but it is getting synthesized in a defective way. So either thalassemia A, which is minor, or thalassemia B, which is major, or also known as Cooley's anemia. Now in case of thalassemia A, it is minor because it is caused due to heterozygous condition. Okay, if it is caused due to heterozygous condition, then it is minor. And the major one, that is thalassemia B, it is caused due to homozygous condition. Okay, so thalassemia, it is again an autosomal recessive disorder. That means if an individual is having one dominant and one recessive gene, that is in case of heterozygous. What is heterozygous? One dominant gene and one recessive gene. In that case, thalassemia that will occur in terms of minor. So that individual will have thalassemia, but it will be thalassemia minor or thalassemia A. And if both the genes are recessive, that means homozygous condition, then it is known as thalassemia major, or it is also known as Cooley's anemia. So it is autosomal recessive disorder. Okay, so if it has to be thalassemia major, then both the genes has to be recessive, that is a homozygous condition. But if it is one dominant and one recessive, then it is heterozygous and the person is suffering from thalassemia A, that is a minor thalassemia. Okay, now what happens in this? In thalassemia, the bone marrow cells that synthesizes RBC and hemoglobin, they do not function properly, or they do not work properly, and the hemoglobin that is synthesized, it is again faulty. Okay, so as you can see over here, these are the normal blood cells and these are the malformed blood cells in case of thalassemia. So the bone marrow that produces RBC, they do not work properly, so the RBCs are not formed properly, and the hemoglobin that is formed, even hemoglobin that is synthesized, faulty. Okay, now there are certain symptoms that we need to study in thalassemia. So and before that, this hemoglobin, again, it is not like sickle cell anemia. So it can, in sickle cell anemia, it was like one of the beta chain is faulty, but over here it can be alpha chain or it can be beta chain in hemoglobin that functions in a faulty way. So that is how thalassemia differs from sickle cell anemia. Let us study certain examples. So certain symptoms. So the first symptom is anemia, that again the person has the condition of anemia, pale yellow skin, change in the shape and the size of RBC, as you can see in this picture over here, and slow growth and development of the body, and dark urine. So these are certain symptoms that are observed in a person suffering from thalassemia. And such people who are the sufferers, they have to be given transfusion of blood on regular basis. Okay, so this was all about thalassemia. Next, let us talk about the another disorder which is in the category of chromosomal disorder. Okay, so in chromosomal disorder we take three very important disorders. The first disorder is Down syndrome. So Down syndrome, which is named after a scientist, Langdon Down, who actually reported this syndrome in the year 1866. And this condition, it is caused due to trisomy of 21st chromosome. That means instead of normal pair of 21st chromosome, there is an extra 21st chromosome. As you can see over here, these are the 22 pairs of autosomes. So the 21st pair, if it is not in normal pair of 2, in that case instead of that, it is in trisomy. That means there is one extra chromosome on the 21st chromosome. So it is caused due to trisomy of 21st chromosome. In this case, this chromosomal disorder is due to excess of chromosome. Okay, so the condition is known as Down syndrome. So in an individual, if there are 3 instead of 2 21st chromosome, then the condition, it leads to Down syndrome. The symptoms that we get to see for this syndrome is distinct facial features. Their facial features are very distinct, like they have small head, and ear and mouth are also very small. Then face typically flat and rounded with a flat nose. Their mouth is always open with protruding tongue, and they always salivate. Okay, so that is also one symptom. Then their hands are flat with stubby fingers. So these are the symptoms of a Down syndrome individual. Okay, now the second disorder that we want to discuss in chromosomal disorder category is Klinefelter syndrome. Okay, so this condition of Klinefelter syndrome is due to sex chromosome number variation. So this is not in these autosomes, but it is a condition in sex chromosome number variation. So in normal individual, the sex chromosomes are either X and X in case of females, and if it is male, it is X and Y. Okay, in Klinefelter's individual, the individual is having XXY type of chromosome. The sex chromosome is in the form of XX and Y, and that is how the genotype of these individual, it is 44 autosomes plus XXY. Again, there is one extra chromosome. So this is also a syndrome which is caused due to extra chromosome, but these chromosomes are the sex chromosomes. Okay, now these individuals who are suffering from Klinefelter syndrome are going to be male. But why are they going to be male? Because they have two X chromosomes, it is going to show some feminine characters. Okay, so why are they going to be male? Because they have this Y chromosome, and that is how they are going to be male. But because they have these two X chromosomes, they'll be showing some feminine characters, like secondary sexual characters of females will be developed in these males. Okay, so the males showing female characters, this condition is known as gynecomastia. That means sexually they are going to be males, but they are going to have female like or feminine like characters. So the symptoms for people suffering from Klinefelter syndrome are: individual is male, having masculine development, voice pitch is harsh, and have underdeveloped testes. They have long arms and feminine development, showing secondary sexual characters of female. Because there is underdeveloped testis, there is no spermatogenesis. And because there is no spermatogenesis, these individuals are sterile in nature. Okay, so these are the symptoms that the individual is going to be male. He will have specific masculine development, the voice pitch is harsh, but the testis is underdeveloped, and they have long arm, and they show some sexually feminine sexual characters, and because their testis is underdeveloped, there is no spermatogenesis, and that is how they become sterile. Okay, so this was all about Klinefelter syndrome. The third and the last syndrome that we need to study is Turner's syndrome. In Turner's syndrome, the genetic makeup of an individual is X and O. Okay. Now, what is this? Just let us understand. This is again sex chromosomal disorder, because it is in sex chromosome. The genetic makeup is such in sex chromosome. It is again a sex chromosomal disorder. Now, if a female has two X chromosome. Now this is in normal female. We are talking about normal female. Now if the female is having two X chromosome, during egg production, one egg should receive one X chromosome and the other egg should receive the another X chromosome. Now this is in normal female. Okay, but if these chromosomes fail to separate, see, suppose in this condition, if one egg is getting both the chromosome and the other egg is getting no chromosome. Okay, so if one egg is having both 2X, both the X chromosome, and it fertilizes by an Y chromosome, then this results into Klinefelter's syndrome, and this is how Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome, they are connected, or they show similarity. That if after during egg production, if both the X chromosome are going to one egg and that egg is fertilized by a Y chromosome, then the condition is XXY, that results into Klinefelter syndrome. And if both the chromosomes are going in one egg, then the other egg, it remains empty. Okay, that means there is no chromosome in this egg. And if this egg without chromosome is getting fertilized by again the X chromosome, then this results into Turner syndrome. Okay, so this empty egg, it gets fertilized by X containing sperm. The offspring is going to be X and O, which results into Turner's syndrome. Okay, so such individual who have Turner syndrome, uh, they are going to be sterile and their reproductive process are not normal as a normal female. So there are certain symptoms, that is short height, webbed neck, and broad shield shaped chest. They have poorly developed ovaries and poorly developed breast, and their intelligence is very low. So these are certain symptoms of females suffering from Turner syndrome. So these were the 4 disorders that we discussed under genetic disorder. With this, the chapter ends, and in the next part we will start with a new chapter, that is the 4th chapter, which is molecular basis of inheritance.